Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Yes. Yeah, we are here. Good morning, everybody.
Exciting.
Yes. Yep. We're live. We are here. It's Tuesday, the 24th, and we have a special guest. We have a special topic.
Yeah.
A very important topic to talk about.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
All right. Well, first off, I have to say that intro music, it's so regal.
Yes.
I feel like,
it's the word of the day, regal.
The Imperial Margarine Queen, from those old commercials.
Yes.
Yeah, this is great.
It's I like it because it's motivating, and when you listen to it, listeners, you as well should feel regal. You should feel motivated.
Yes.
And you should sip your coffee a little bit more. The word escapes me at the moment, but a little bit more confidently.
That's right.
Because it's our day.
That's
our
right.
Collective day. Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yes.
So cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, Curtis.
Yep.
So
okay.
I am Suzanne Stegeman, and I'm here to talk with you about the Back to Business grant program today.
That's right. The B2B. Now, you guys have heard about it. Seen it, a couple of posts that we've done. We've got frequently asked questions. We have all the information for you guys to benefit from today, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty.
Yep.
How did it start? Where did it come from? And what's its purpose, this grant?
All right. So it started, to be honest, it started because the big grants ran out of money, right? So there were the business interruption grants for COVID. Related, losses. And when that grant program ended, Governor Pritzker was looking for a way to interject more money for small businesses.
Right.
And so then this grant program was created, the Back to Business grant program.
This is all part of the CARES Act.
It is the American Rescue Plan.
American Rescue Plan, excuse me.
Yep,
That's right.
yep.
That's right.
But CARES is part of that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So it includes $5,000 to $150,000 in grants for businesses that suffered losses between 2019 and 2020.
Right, because we know the pandemic wreaked havoc.
Oh yeah.
On a lot of our small business community here in Aurora, but statewide, nationwide.
Yeah, absolutely. And small businesses especially.
Yeah.
They just don't have the kind of the wherewithal to or that funding, in reserve,
exactly,
right? Since many operate on a month-to-month basis, right?
Yeah.
You're familiar?
Oh, yeah,
yes?
Most of it's funded by determination rather than actual capital.
And determination only takes you so far, and that's why this program is going to help a lot of people.
That's right. All right, good morning to Aisha Saxon. Good morning to all of our people checking in. Cindy Morales, PS Cup Straw Drive is coming up October 1st. Thank you for that piece of news. Renee Cruz says, hello, Suzanne.
Hello, Judge Cruz.
Judge Cruz is actually in our news as well.
Yeah, he's always been in my news. You know
Okay.
why? I've got a little special tidbit about Judge Cruz.
Okay.
Judge Cruz performed my marriage.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
We're going to do some real claps for that. Judge, shouts out to you, sir. Shouts out to you. Now, he recently filed his paperwork.
I saw that.
Illinois Supreme Court.
Very excited about that.
Judge, we hope you make it. We hope you get accepted or whatever that process is, sir. Continue the good work.
Yeah, we are behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually next to him one day. We were packaging food at the Aurora Food Pantry.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Himself, his wife, me, and Ricardo Miranda of Keller Williams Realty.
Yeah.
We're packaging food together
Yeah.
back there. Hope you remember that, Judge. We were back there hanging.
And now here's that what do they call that, 7 degrees of separation or
Yes.
whatever. So you mentioned Judge Cruz's wife, Sylvia.
Yep.
The very first mask I wore at the beginning of the pandemic, and I still have it, Judge Cruz's wife sewed. She made masks at the beginning of the pandemic by hand, and then distributed them into the community.
Nice.
We were distributing them at the other food pantry, the Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry, and that's where I received my first actual real mask. It's a Wonder Woman mask. And I still wear it to this day, and it was made lovingly by Judge Cruz's wife, Sylvia.
The Cruz family is in the fabric of the community. See?
And so that's how this is going to go. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
No.
All right, cool. Now, I got a couple of quick things. Quick community news for you folks real quick to talk about, and then we're going to get back into our discussion about all the cool stuff with this B2B grant.
Okay.
So real quick, guys, as you know, we've got Coffee and Conversation coming up the 28th, which is going to be taking place at Jake's Bagels, 220 North Broadway. Great place to go. The soup is awesome. It's going to be hosted by our state representative of the 83rd District, Barbara Hernandez. Please come through, hang out, learn what's going on downstate in Springfield, and how you can contribute to the overall process with your state representative.
And have a great bagel.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Oh, the bagels are
amazing.
Telling you, the
Yep.
bagels right there, boy.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. Okay, and also I want to say good morning to Josie Mendoza. Yeah.
And a real one in there too.
Oh yes. Now, she was recently elected to the executive committee of the AEEF as vice chair.
All
so
right.
shouts out to you and well done. The AEEF is the Aurora East Educational Foundation.
Congratulations, Josie.
Congratulations to you. All right. Also, October 15th, which is a Friday, it'll be a great night. Our friends of Mutual Ground will be hosting their Black and White Ball from 6 to 11 p.m. at Hotel Arista. That's located at 2139 City Gate Lane in Naperville. Mutual Ground supports everyone. And because it's a Black and White Ball, all participants and guests must wear black and white or shades of black and white, including silver. Do not be, let me tell you right now, do not be that guy or that person who comes in with a green tie or something. I don't care how nice it is. Because if Good Morning Aurora gets a picture of you, we'll make you famous. We're going to blast it.
That's it.
Seriously. Don't be that person. Okay. So now let's see here. When it comes to this back to business grant.
Yep.
$250 million is available for grants in the form of $5,000 to $150,000.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And so the money was, again, made available because the other grant programs ran out of funds. Mm-hmm. And so it's $250 million that are available to businesses in our local community.
Okay. Now, the application portal opened already.
It did.
On the 18th of this month.
Yep.
It's going until next month.
Yep, till October. I'm sorry, next month. It goes actually till October.
Excuse me, yeah.
October 11th.
Got ahead of myself
I
there, y'all.
know, exactly. Still August.
Well, here, and let's pause real quick. It's going to be 2022.
Oh, stop.
Where did the year go?
I know.
I was just.
You are really getting ahead of yourself now.
I am.
Oh my gosh.
It's going real fast, guys.
Okay, have you ever heard "Be Present"? Right? Be present.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
You're right. Let me just stop, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take you there. It's not Christmas time just yet. Now, the DCEO, which is the Department of Commerce Economic Opportunity, anticipates making awards on a rolling basis. What is that?
Yeah, so the portal opened, and from what I understand, they are already in the final review process for some of the folks that had put in an application.
Okay.
And so they're going to just continuously review and award money throughout the term of the throughout the term between now and October 11th.
Okay.
So they've already started reviewing and making some determinations.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm also looking to see what is new to this small business relief program compared to the first one run by the state BIG Business Interruption Grant.
Right. So really, one of the points of difference is that businesses will be prioritized. So you will receive priority if you didn't receive any funding in the past. If you're located in what they call a disproportionately impacted area. Mm-hmm. For us, that's zip code 60505 and 60506.
Okay.
If you have less than $5 million in annual revenue, okay, and if you are in a priority industry.
Uh-huh.
So that's really a big difference, is they're really trying to target the businesses that have been impacted, mm-hmm, businesses that didn't receive funding, and industries that have been especially impacted.
What are some of those industries?
The hotel industry, the restaurant industry,
okay,
the service industry related to, for instance, if you're a wedding photographer, or that type of thing, childcare industry.
Yeah.
There's actually a fairly long list,
mm-hmm,
so you can see if your industry would be a priority. But I think I'd also like to say that even if you received some of the funding in the past, or you're not in a priority industry, you can still apply. It doesn't mean you can't apply. It just means that your application might be considered lower,
right, sure,
than someone else's.
Now, one of the things that I'd like to ask about this, because you mentioned you had to have had $5 million or less in revenue.
That's for being a priority.
Okay.
That's to be prioritized.
Is that what is considered small business?
I know.
Is that so?
Right?
Damn.
I know. Yeah.
That's what's.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, did anybody else? Right? Come on, just think about that. That's food for thought. Can we take a collective sip, everybody?
Okay, collective sip.
Oh, wow.
Boy, I love this program, a collective sip.
Yes,
I am
that's
a
what we
coffee
do.
person. This is awesome, Curtis.
Typically,
you can have me on any time.
Definitely.
Sip.
Typically, what we do is if I mess up something, if I get my words wrong, if I say frequently asked questions instead of frequently asked questions, then we all take that collective sip. But I wanted to, $5 million in small business revenue, because I think the pandemic,
and that's just for the priority,
right?
In order to qualify, it's $20 million or less in annual revenue.
What would a medium business be?
I
Holy
know.
cow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to read something here that I think is also very important.
Yep.
The application is made available in 5 languages: Spanish, Polish, Arabic, Hindi, and Mandarin Chinese. That goes a long way to show the diversity in the state, but also how they are trying to reach many people as possible.
Absolutely, Curtis. And I think especially in our area, there are many business owners that English is not their first language, mm-hmm, and they might not understand what the qualifications are and so forth. And to that end, we'll have printed materials. I believe they'll be out this Wednesday in other languages as well.
Okay.
So that as we're canvassing neighborhoods and speaking to the community, we can make sure that we are speaking the same language.
Oh, I like that.
Yay!
I like that.
I'm going to have to, do I get to count how many little...
You know what? You've already got 2. Yeah,
I've got 2? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Great. Okay.
See this? Bam.
Nice. Okay.
All right, so the time is now 8:14 a.m. You are tuned into, listening to, and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We have a dear friend of the show, Suzanne Stegeman, on with us. Now listen, Maria Charito, good morning. Cindy Morales, good morning. Norma Peterson, good morning. And Dan Barrero, good morning to you as well, dear sir.
I know some of these people. This is so exciting.
It's community, I'm
I
telling
see
you.
Dan and his wife at the venue when I'm doing my little volunteer barkeeping gig there.
That's right. You volunteer at the venue. Shouts out to the venue. Great place.
Absolutely. And of course, I know Cindy Morales.
Yep.
And yeah, this is exciting.
Good people. All of our people. Greg Ellsbury's here. Good morning to you.
And I just met Greg.
Yep.
Recently, and his lovely wife. Yeah. Wow. This is fun.
So we've got a question from one of our friends.
Okay.
Did she miss where to find the application or links to apply?
Yes. Okay. So there is a link. Let's see here. It's kind of wonky in a sense in terms of the actual web address. But if you go to the Waubonsie Community College website, the Small Business Development Center area there is a link to go into the portal, and you put in some information, and then someone from our office can contact you and lead you to the application, talk to you about whether or not you qualify, answer any questions you have, that kind of thing. We're really trying to get people to the information site first so that we can ensure that they're not going to start the process and then find out they're not qualified, or start the process and then find out that there's some paperwork that they need that they have to get together before they're able to apply. I wonder, is there a way for us to put this little, either that little, see, it's not so little, right?
Oh, so
that
definitely.
Web address.
So if you guys, for those asking about the link, I'll tell you right now.
And then I've also got
if you go to our, we have the QR code as well here.
Yep.
If you go right now on our Facebook page, go down 2 posts. I have the link. The link is in our Facebook page right there. If you go down there, we made a post just yesterday, actually. So go ahead. You guys can scroll down and see it. It says, have you applied for the B2B grant program yet? The application link right there, guys, on our Facebook page. We made a post about it yesterday with contacts of our friends Harriet Parker at Waubonsie. Shouts out. And also Noelia Ruiz of the SBDC.
And then there's one more place people can go.
You can email cn@wabonsie.edu, or you can call 630-906-4143. The number again is 630-188-5300. Which one was that?
Empire.
Was that Empire?
I thought so.
I thought.
Oh my gosh! If I have that number.
773-202. Okay, that's Luna.
Who knows?
All
right. Well, let's give the number you need the number they need.
Yeah. The number you need is 630-906-4143. You guys. And also, again, the link is on our Facebook page. We made a post about that.
Great. Thank you.
Emlo Rivera. Oh, she came through. Shouts out. Jeanette came through. There's the link in the chat, you guys. Tracy Duran, 588-2300. That was Empire. Thank you, Tracy. Okay. It's 8:19 a.m.
Okay.
So I'm going to read a couple of more headlines here for the folks. But before I get into that, what do you like most about helping folks and what you do? What do you like about it?
Well, I think you kind of nailed it when you said helping folks, right? I have always kind of considered myself, I don't know about a problem solver as much as a facilitator. Right?
Yep.
So when someone has a problem or would like some help, I might not have the answer, but I might know someone who does.
Right. Just as helpful.
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
And so that's what this is really all about. And I really like to, it sounds so trite. I like to help people, but it's the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the link in the chat for you guys to take part in and benefit from. So please do. Emily has a question for us. She says, well, maybe she can host something for other small businesses at Zen Loft Shouts out to Zenloft, where we can all sit with our laptops and fill out the form together. Maybe someone can be there to help walk people through.
I love it, Emily. Absolutely.
There it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right there, on the air. That's community radio right there. That's community radio.
And to that end, Emily, there will be a walk-in session at Wabanzi. We're planning a walk-in session at the library, and we would love to have a walk-in session at Zenloft. So
Absolutely
I will.
wonderful.
We can put, I'm sure, my contact information in the chat, Emily, so you can, so that we can connect. That sounds great.
Emily is a dear friend of the show, and Emily, I will get over there to see you. These 4-hour Zoom calls. I was telling you about it.
Oh no, you're gonna need some Zen.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! I need the Zen. Yeah, I need the Zen.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is a dear friend. Zenloft is a boon to our community.
It sure is.
Yoga, artistry, and much more at Zenloft, right downtown on Downer Place.
So they're open on First Fridays, and I've been up there, and they always have the kind of open invitation to sit in the hanging.
The hammock?
Like a hammock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Where I think people actually do yoga in the hammock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Okay.
Really neat.
So here's some local stuff, guys, before we get back into part 2 of our discussion here. And this qualifies as...
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
All
this
right.
is great.
This Sunday, the 29th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Hollywood Aurora Block Party. It's a 21 and over event, free to attend and open to the public. Every person who downloads, registers, and makes a minimum of a $25 cash deposit into the Barstool Sportsbook app will receive a free Barstool t-shirt and a drawing ticket to be entered into drawings for Chicago White Sox Sweet tickets. Come on.
Woo! Boy, 10. They're 10 games ahead, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wrigley rooftop tickets.
Oh, we won't talk about them.
And M Resort package with Raiders versus Bears game tickets. There's $5 raffle tickets benefiting the Aurora Veterans Advisory Council. Shouts out. And the Aurora Police Association. Shouts out to them as well. Friends of the show. Prizes include Fabio Viviani hosted dinner, Chicago sports memorabilia, draft party for 12 at the penalty box, and more. 10% of food truck proceeds will also benefit the Aurora Veterans Advisory Council and the Aurora Police Association. Once again, want to shout out Ballydoyle, Home Run Hot Dogs, Skillerson's Grubbery, and Taqueria Senor Tacos. And thank you very much to Hollywood Casino this Sunday. Yep.
So they're in the whole online Barstool, like that's all wrapped up into one thing, I guess.
I'll tell you this. I never saw the Barstool Sportsbook Network associated with Hollywood Casino until this.
Yeah.
And we're in a new age.
We are.
You got to diversify your bonds when it comes to scrounging out. I mean, I know that I used to live 43 feet from the casino when I used to live downtown Aurora, and I could tell you the deadness of the streets during pandemic when it started and everything had to be devastating for the casino. They lost a lot of money.
Yeah, well, and then all the, it's the dealers and the food service people, and that's where it really is that terrible impact are all these, not that it doesn't for the Hollywood Casino group, but it's all the people that are supported by that in our community.
Okay, and then other piece of news for you guys here is literacy. Lace Up for Literacy.
Yes.
A new 21st century bookmobile to serve Aurora is what we need.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
People. So August 30th into September 6th is Lace Up for Literacy. You can walk virtually at your own pace and leisure in your own location, treadmill, park in your neighborhood. But please contribute to our dear friends of the Aurora Public Library Foundation in their quest to get a new bookmobile. The bookmobile serves so many people, and it is a staple for our community. I do have some figures as well to read to you what it does.
And there's a swag bag.
That's right.
There's
a swag bag.
Swag bag.
There is a swag bag.
A library swag bag. That's even better.
Right. Now, check this out, guys. 48% of young children in the U.S. are read to daily. In high-income families, more than 2 out of 5 children are not read to daily. Among adults with the lowest level of literacy proficiency, 43% live in poverty. And among those who have strong literacy skills, only 4% live in poverty. 60% of America's prison inmates are illiterate. 85% of all juvenile offenders have reading problems. 2 out of 3 students who cannot read proficiently by the end of the 4th grade will end up in jail or on welfare. Academically speaking, the COVID slide could be a lot worse than we have thought, and that's from Education Week. So please, if you guys are able to, friends of the show, the Aurora Public Library Foundation Lace Up for Literacy campaign is needing of your help. The link to that is on our Facebook page. We've posted about that as well. Time is 8:26 a.m. Whew.
Wow.
Whole lot of stuff. Lot of stuff.
Well, I just have to add one more plug.
Please do.
The importance of the bookmobile in our community. Not every library has a bookmobile, and the bookmobile makes books and reading possible for so many children. They go to, and not just children, but adults as well. But the bookmobile makes visits to our local schools and to senior centers, and I just can't say enough. It's really bringing reading out into our community, and those statistics you read, are very telling, and they should be concerning, right, to all of us. And we are so lucky to have that access to reading and access to books in our community through the bookmobile.
Yeah, I spoke to Laura Stoney, who is going to get the claps right now. And she spoke about the work that the Aurora Public Library Foundation does. I had to tell her that, I've gone to a lot. So like pre-COVID, I went to so many programs at the library.
Right.
About all kinds of things. The previous sheriff, Don Kramer, he had a community discussion, went to that. So I saw a lot of community things happening there. So people need to realize what a resource your public library and a bookmobile really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine a world with no libraries.
Oh, don't do it.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about if there was no place to get information for free for the public. Terrible. It would be.
Absolutely.
But this is a fun family show. So enough of that.
I know. Don't bring me down.
Right. Don't bring me down. Oh, that's the jam. I need a license to play music. Okay. Now let's do some more of these frequently asked questions.
Okay.
So folks can understand
what's
going on with this. Here's a question. If I applied for the BIG, the Business Interruption Grant, do I need to apply to the B2B as well to be considered for a grant, or does my application carry over?
Yeah, so your application does not carry over.
Okay.
You have to apply separately for the B2B grant, no matter any other application that you might have filled out in the past. Okay. It's a totally separate program. Yep.
All right. And will applicants who did not receive, well, you just mentioned that, $25 million set aside in the BTP program for eligible small businesses that applied for BIG last year but did not receive a grant due to depletion of funds.
So part of that priority program that I spoke about earlier also has to do with how much money is kind of set aside to provide to certain businesses. And so if your business applied for a business interruption grant or a BIG grant in the past, a certain amount of money is going to be allocated for those folks that applied for the BIG grant but didn't get it.
Okay.
So that's one of the questions on the application. Did you apply for a BIG grant? And did you receive money? And if you say, yes, I applied for a grant, and no, I didn't receive any money, you will be prioritized. And and a certain amount of money is prioritized to support those businesses.
Okay. All right. Next question. How will grant size be determined?
Yeah, so grant size is going to be determined by taking the total loss between your 2019 and 2020 taxes. So your total loss, and in a nutshell, you can receive up to 2 months worth of your business losses in the form of a grant.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? Very good. That's good to know. Now, I do see here that applicants whose tax documents do not reflect a decline in revenue of at least $5,000 are not eligible for a grant.
That's true. And so this is one of the reasons, Curtis, that we want people to kind of come through the Wabanzi website first, that kind of thing. We can have a conversation with folks and make sure that they, meet all the qualifications, because one of the qualifications is you have to have at least a $5,000 loss.
Right.
So we would hate for someone to try to go through this application process and then find out that they're not even eligible.
Okay. Now let's see here. Next question. Are sole proprietors eligible to apply?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. Sole proprietors are able to apply.
For those who are not familiar with the difference, what is a sole proprietor?
All I can tell you on that one, Curtis, is that's a box that you check off on your taxes.
And that's what you need to know. Right.
So it's a business classification where you're owning and operating the business as one person,
as opposed to an LLC.
Right. As opposed to an LLC, or opposed to some kind of partnership or that kind of thing.
I know you guys were like, man, I can learn my taxes on Good Morning Aurora too. What in the world? Yes, that's right. You can. You can. Carrie Sims, good morning to you as well. Casildo Casey Cuevas, good morning to you, dear sir, as well. Norma Peterson says maybe we could put together a GAMS gang thing to do this together. GAMS, the Great American Morning Show. And Greg Ellsbury says, hello, Suzanne.
Oh, hello, Greg.
All right. Now, let's see here. To be eligible to apply for B2B, a business must have 2019 revenue of no more than 20 million per year, have experienced a drop in revenue. We know all of this.
Yes.
How long does it take to complete the application?
Well, again, this is kind of why we would like to help guide people through the process, because if you have all of the information that you need kind of at your disposal as you are filling out the form, I would estimate that it would take about 15 minutes to a half an hour maybe to actually fill out the application with everything you need at your disposal.
Nice.
Your taxes from 2019 and 2020, and then you have the ability, whether or not you've applied for any grants in the past, that kind of thing.
Now, how can people get in contact with you? So somebody out there listening right now is like, you know what? I'm having a hard time with this. Right. I want to do this. They look at the website. How do they contact you?
They can call me directly, or they can send me an email. So my cell phone number is 708-203-4876.
Okay.
And then my web...
Can you say it twice, like the radio old school?
Oh, yeah.
Like Empire.
Like Empire. But I'm not going to sing it, Curtis.
That's all good.
I am not going to sing it. I've already done a little singing on this show today. This is really kind of new to me.
It is.
Yeah. So that number again is 708-203-4876. Or you can send me an email, and it's my first initial and my last name, and then here I'm going to really date myself. It's not AOL, but it's just as bad. So it's S. Stegeman. So that's SSTEGEMAN at sbcglobal.net.
Wow. That seems a little bit more recent than like Hotmail. I see some old school, wow, Hotmail.
I don't know. I think it kind of dates me, and I need to switch everything over to Gmail. But after you've been doing it for a while, it's like, do I really want to do that?
Yeah. For work, I have to use the Microsoft Suite and everything, and all of my stuff is always in Gmail. It is difficult to transition. The buttons aren't in the right place. You're like, I just want to, know.
We're creatures of habit, Curtis. We're creatures of habit.
We are.
Yeah.
Have you had any success stories with with some folks that you could share with us? And hello at home. You are tuning in and watching Good Morning Aurora, second largest city's first daily news podcast, and we have our dear friend on the show with us to talk B2B. All the information you need.
That's right. That's right.
Any success stories?
We are actually part of the Navigator program.
Okay.
Is the group of us who are helping people throughout this process are posting success stories as we go along.
All right.
And
Like to hear it.
A success story for me right now is I had someone call me. I spoke at Kiwanis and informed people about the program. And I had somebody reach out and ask me a couple of questions about qualifications. And right now, that's a success story. They're just starting to distribute the funds. But just to have somebody reach out and say, hey, I saw you speak and I think I qualify. Can you answer a couple of questions for me? And we had a nice conversation and talked, and he applied. So it was great. That's a success story for me right now.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what's in the bag?
Oh, you don't know what's in the bag.
It's a special day too, right? Yeah.
It's a very special day.
Okay.
For some people, it is accompanied with, excitement, and for other people, a groan. But today is the official start of pumpkin season at Dunkin' Donuts. Yay!
Pumpkin season is here.
So I brought you, in celebration, a pumpkin donut.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't eat on camera and make all of you at home jealous, but thank you very much.
Well, you're very welcome. It's, I'm not much for the pumpkin coffee, but the pumpkin donut, the pumpkin muffin.
Oh, yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm there.
All right. Question here.
Okay.
Can I apply for this grant if I have not yet completed my federal 2020 taxes for my business?
That is a great question, Curtis, because no, you cannot apply if you have not completed your 2020 taxes.
Okay.
So the kind of a major qualification is that both your 2019 and your 2020 taxes are complete. So that has to happen.
Got it.
And there are some folks that can help you fill out your 2020 taxes. If you need help, the Small Business Development Center at Wabansie. And if somebody, has not completed their taxes and they need some guidance there, they can contact me as well. And I can, again, I may not be able to complete their taxes for them, but I can help them figure out how to do that and get them, in touch with someone who can.
Did you hear that? They won't do it for you, but they can get you in touch with someone who can.
That's right.
Suzanne, Harriet Parker, or Noelia.
That's right.
So, let's take a pause with the B2B real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk a little local.
All right.
We've noticed that a lot of things are opening up again. Well, they've been open for a while now, but things are starting to happen.
Right.
I had the pleasure of interviewing Melissa Mercado. Mercado, excuse me.
Yeah.
Melissa Mercado on the show.
Yeah, she's great.
Venue's got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of entertainment things happening. Can you give us any venue news or stuff that you know about?
You know what? I can. I don't have it right in front of me, but they have the Roots Festival this weekend.
Okay.
So they have music going on. Oh my gosh, they have music going on all weekend. And actually there's a group that's playing. I'm going to miss it, and I'm Oh, I can't believe it. The Accidentals.
The
I saw that
Okay.
group when they came to the venue 2 years ago, and they were unbelievable. It's a female-led group. It's
Okay.
2 women musicians, and they play the electric violin and of course, the regular, bass and guitar and so forth, but they really had the place on their feet. And they're going to be there. The Accidentals, they are amazing. And they're going to be there this weekend. It's a Roots Festival, music all weekend long. And if you haven't been to the venue, man, you are missing out because,
Seriously.
oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. And that's another resource that our community has that is a secret, and we need to get the word out because, man, this place should not be a secret. People need to, oh my gosh, they have, blues, rock, and just interesting music, really great music. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week. This weekend is the Roots Festival, and it's going to be all weekend long.
Okay. And also, because now Monday Park, in addition to the venue, Monday Park in itself is beautiful. I remember when that was not Monday Park.
That's
when
right.
When it was just a patch of whatever back there.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's great. The seating is nice, and it's a really good addition to that. To have that water mall in between City Hall and have that.
Yeah.
It's cozy.
And I'm really glad that you mentioned that because you were talking about kind of the changes that are happening in our community as it concerns COVID. And Monday Park has allowed the venue to continue operating during nice weather. So all of the shows are outside. They have a big garage door. They open it up. The band goes there. And then people sit out in the park. And so it's a really safe environment for people to get out, see some great live music, enjoy downtown Aurora. It's really, really great.
Dan Barrero tells us that he loves the venue. We do too, sir. Norma asks, is it available for events? Patricia Stein Moore, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in. And Christy Cream, good morning to you as well. And Josie says she loves Dunkin' Donuts pumpkin donuts. Josie, we got a lot in common on this show. You're right. You are right. So we've been talking about the B2B Back to Business grant opportunity.
Yep.
Now you mentioned zip codes 60505 and 60506.
Exactly.
Were specifically
targeted.
Why was that? What's the reasoning behind that?
So it's called a disproportionately impacted area, or DIA.
Okay.
And it means that the pandemic has affected people in that area more so than others.
Okay.
So in regard to businesses shutting down, in regard to the infection rate, that kind of thing. And so those businesses have been affected more so than others, and or impacted more than others. And that's why businesses in those zip codes are prioritized. But again, we want to, I want to make sure that people know that if you're not in that zip code, you should still apply. If you've had losses between 2019 and 2020, you'll just kind of be higher up on the priority scale if you're in 60505 or 60506.
Okay. Now, with the exception, so besides PPP, besides RRF, and besides BIG,
right?
If you're a person who received any kind of government support whatsoever, are you still eligible?
Actually, no, there are a couple of exceptions.
Okay.
So if your business received an SVOG, Small Venue Operator Grant.
Ooh, we
Wow.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
On our feet this morning. Shout out to Duncan.
It's the coffee. It's the, what did you call that? The sip you get in between? What did you call
Community
that?
sip.
The community sip. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yep.
All right.
So if your business received an SVOG or Shuttered Venue Operators Grant, you cannot apply for this program.
Okay.
And there's a couple other qualifications like that. And again, this is also a really great reason why we'd like to help guide people through the process first, answer some questions, that kind of thing. And I highly recommend contacting a community navigator such as myself, or basically the folks at Waubonsie. They'll put you in touch with someone who will call you back within 2 days,
Right.
and help you fill out the
Community navigators and our community partners of Waubonsie SBDC.
Yep.
Always there to help. Yeah, we've been big fans of what they do and all that they contribute to the community, because I think again, like you mentioned, boy, there is a resource right there for you.
Right, absolutely.
Right there. I mean, it's their job to get you squared away. It's their job to bring you from here to there, to put you in touch and give you all the information.
To connect you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So the application requires a business owner ID. Who should provide the ID for a nonprofit which has no owner?
Oh, trick question. It's a trick question. All right. So that would be like a nonprofit, right? So for nonprofits, the business owner ID should be an ID from the executive director, from the president, or someone in a leadership position at the nonprofit.
Good to know.
Yep.
So just cutting through, and again, that's a trick question, but kind of cutting through the red tape, because a lot of times people, I think, get caught up or overthink or don't really understand. And I'd hate for somebody to not complete the application or go through all the steps, get frustrated and quit out.
Right.
When they could get the,
get the answers.
Exactly.
Get qualified, get the money, right? And get their business back on their feet. Yeah.
All right. Let's go local again.
All right.
We know that you are involved with the venue. You volunteer your time there. Mm-hmm. Where do you like to hang out? What do you want to shout out? Any businesses at the moment?
Okay.
Who's got a good burger or something like
that? All right. Absolutely.
Take it to the local level for the folks.
Don't ask the vegetarian where to get a good burger.
Do not do that.
Okay?
Don't do that. Yeah,
don't do that.
Yep.
So you can find me Saturdays prior to the pandemic, leading a bike group out in front of All Spoked Up. So one of my favorite businesses is the bike shop.
John Schratz, what's up?
Yeah.
Good guy, yeah.
Love the bike shop. And, they have moved next door. So they've moved. They've expanded their business a little bit. They've got a really nice basement area for repairing bikes and so forth. And then while I'm there, I go to Treadwell. And pick up, a little something to eat. Mm-hmm. I always see people I know there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's dangerous. If I go in, it's going to be a while before I come back out.
I was just going to get the coffee and go home.
Exactly.
But, I guess I'll sit down. How's your mom? How you doing? You got
I know. That's exactly right, Curtis. It is like the place to be.
Yep. Good morning to Curtis and Suzanne from a dear friend of the show, local business owner and a great guy, Peter Aguilera. Good morning
Peter,
to you, sir.
Triple A Electric.
Good morning, Peter. Good morning.
We are connected.
Yes, we are. And Whitney Love, good morning to you as well. That gives me a good segue to plug in that right now we've got a month-long 20% off special with Whitney Love's Nail and Beauty Bar located on Indian Trail. Great place.
All right.
20% off any service that you want. Go there, mention Good Morning Aurora. The code is GMA20. We made a post about that. It's on our Facebook page. Check it out.
I'm writing that down. So, Whitney, I have not been to a nail or beauty bar since the pandemic.
Come on.
I know. It's hard. I know it's hard to imagine.
That's right.
But it's true.
Yes.
So, Whitney, I'm writing that down. You said it's GMA 20?
GMA 20.
All right.
That is it. GMA 20.
A note for me.
Okay. So let's see here. Next question. Can a person apply for and receive a B2B grant
Yep.
if they were open last year, but their business is now permanently closed?
Oh, it's another one. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cannot.
No, the business has to still be operating.
Right.
It had to be operating 2019, 2020, and today. Still needs to be open.
Okay. Right. Boy. So for that to be, which is kind of separate, but man, they would have had to be riding some waves.
Oh,
Of the
all
pandemic,
of the
yeah.
businesses are, though.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's hard to imagine a business that has not been negatively impacted by,
Yeah.
our world here.
I remember the early days of the pandemic. And I remember that a lot of people seem to, and I want to get your opinion on this too. Remember it was all going to be so long, right? It'll be 6 months. Okay, it'll be 8 months. Okay, it'll be a year. Are we at the place to where COVID is now a daily part of our lives indefinitely, or do you personally feel that there will be a day that we will never hear about it anymore? What's your thought process? This is separate from B2B and everything, but I guess on a health and citizen related level.
That's a great question because, Curtis, I think when it all began, my mindset was, it started and it's going to stop, right? And that was just how I was thinking. But as we have kind of gone through this, I've realized that it is just, I feel like this or something like it is something we're always going to kind of be living with. And we're going to have to constantly kind of adjust to. Right. And I think we're seeing that now. Mask on, mask off, that kind of thing.
Right.
And trying to understand when I go into a business, should I have my mask on or off or that kind of thing. But there's absolutely things that will stick with us, I believe.
Right.
Washing our hands.
Of course.
That kind of thing. So, I feel like at the beginning I thought, it's going to be on or off. Mm-hmm. And now I've realized that it's just, going to be life. Yeah. And not to get too worked up about things and to try to just go with the flow.
Right. I think that we've made it to that new normal.
Right.
We're in it. We're literally in it. And public health and public safety is very important. And we talk about business on this show, but I do like to hear your perspective because I think that nowadays, for us as individuals here, we have to be as mindful of our overall public health as we do with business. So in our eagerness to want to get businesses open and make sure we're thriving,
right,
we need to be as equally eager to promote safe public health.
Yeah. Well, and I think business has adjusted too, Curtis, if you think about it. We talk about, our adjustments, but I think about, I did a lot of curbside pickup that I wanted to support businesses.
Right.
They could not be open to the public, but they offered curbside pickup. So, we made sure that we always ordered online and went and picked up whether it was coffee or vegetarian burgers or that kind of thing to support our local businesses.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what this grant can help people with too, because that's not going to go away.
Right.
I mean, there are some things that have changed that, picking up your groceries or that kind of thing. I think some people will continue to do that. Well, I don't want to go to the grocery store. I want to just drive up and have them loaded into my trunk, that kind of thing.
Right.
But another example is, for instance, at the food pantry, at Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry, they had to go to a curbside service,
Right.
so to speak,
Yep.
and for food distribution. And now that things are opened up, there are some people that don't want to come into the food pantry anymore. They're like, I like driving through.
Yeah, like,
right?
yeah, keep loading.
I like
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Hit
what
the
they're
back button.
exactly, I just want to open my trunk and be on my way. And there's other people that say, no, I want to go in, I want to pick out what I like, I want to look at what's available. And so they've made the decision to have one distribution inside in person every week and one distribution as a drive-through every week.
Right.
So, businesses, whether they're nonprofit or not, they've made adjustments, and I think some of those adjustments are gonna, stick.
So the time is now 8:55 a.m. and
Where did the time go?
I know, right? So the time went here. It went here.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully it went to positive action with all of our listeners out there. But before we go, let's put out your contact information one more time, so folks can understand where they can find you, your email address, your number, and everything. The link is in the chat for the application process. It's also on our Facebook page.
Yeah, thank you so much for
definitely.
providing that information to your listeners, Curtis. I really appreciate it. If anyone wants to contact me directly, they can reach me at 708-203-4876. They can send me an email at stegeman@sbcglobal.net, or they can call directly to Wabanzi at 630-906-4143 and schedule an appointment for assistance.
All right. Last thing before we go. Good morning to Karina Suarez Darden. Good morning to you as well. Last thing before we go, I would like to say that our friends of the Neighbor Project, in conjunction with our friends of Hesed House, are going to be opening up. It's coming next month. There's going to be a new program called ERAP. It's the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. It'll be a series of funded grants for a lot of different issues that folks have been having. There's been the rent assistance program that Neighbor Project was doing for a long time, guiding folks through that via the state. But this will be on a local level, and we will be introducing more information about that when time comes. But I want to get that ready for folks to at least
start thinking about it.
Because if you have problems with utilities and things like that, that kind of stuff will be covered. It's kind of like this. It's another way to hit those target areas and targeted populations.
Right.
Good stuff. That stuff is needed.
It is very needed. That's so necessary.
Anything you want to tell people before we get out of here today?
If you're a local business, the Back to Business grant is out there and can probably help you. And we'd like to find out if we can and help guide you through the process. So, Curtis, I can't thank you enough. This has been a blast.
It is. You're right.
I love it.
We'll do it again. No,
okay.
we can do this again. If there's
I just want to come back and chat. Right?
Oh, we can do that. Seriously. Yeah,
I like it.
It is. Yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
This is a great program.
Having our
Thank
people
you.
on. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So the time is now 8:58 a.m. Hope that you guys have been able to benefit from this great information of the B2B Back to Business Grant Program. Contact our friends and community partners, Harriet Parker and Noelia Ruiz of the Wabanzi SBDC, and they can definitely help you out. In addition to Suzanne here, community navigators. Other than that, it's Tuesday. Let's go out there. Let's be positive. Let's be good. Let's be happy. And let's try to help as many people as we can today. Take care of yourself and each other.